What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and it is finally time for my Champions League quarter-final predictions. If you're excited for this video, leave a like on it, and as well as that, leave your comments down below for what you think the results of these games are going to be. And of course, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss a single football-related upload, because after this, we've got Europa League quarter-finals, we've got the second leg coming up after that, we've got the semi-finals, we've got the Premier League. We're going to get everything on the Full 90. So I'm going to do a little bit more in this video than just a prediction. I'll let you know on each team's run in the Champions League to this point and how they're doing, you know, a little bit domestically and everything like that, and why I've chosen the predictions that I have chosen. So kicking it off, we have Liverpool versus Porto. Now, Liverpool finished second in Group C on 9 points behind PSG on 11, and we all know how that turned out for PSG. Liverpool won all of their 3 home matches and lost all of their 3 away matches, scoring 9 goals and conceding 7 goals. And they beat Group E winners Bayern Munich 3-1 away after their 0-0 draw at Anfield. So that is how they got to the quarter-final. Porto finished first in Group D with more points than any other club in the group stage, and only drawing 1 game and winning the other 5, scoring 15 and conceding 6, which is pretty damn good. And obviously Porto are a decent side, but I think if they're going to get anything from this tie, it'll have to be in the second leg at home, where they undoubtedly perform like at their best. Anfield is a very tough place to go. I don't know the last team that won there. I know it's been a while. Liverpool just don't lose at Anfield, and Liverpool should win. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I think Liverpool versus Porto is probably one of the easier ties to predict, but that I'm taking nothing away from Porto here. Porto are in the quarterfinals because they deserve to be, and because they're a very good team. And I honestly think maybe on a day, if Liverpool's home form wasn't so strong, Porto could cause an upset. They're an explosive attacking team that do have the powers to do that. But I don't see it happening here. I think Liverpool will keep it tight and get the 2-0 win that they require. Coming up next, we have Tottenham against Manchester City. Tottenham finished second in Group B on 8 points behind Barcelona on 14. And they had the joint lowest points of all qualifying teams, and the only team to qualify with a negative goal difference. So it was squeaky bum time for Tottenham throughout the qualification. But drawing with Barcelona was enough to see them through after Inter Milan actually failed to beat PSV. But yeah, Tottenham scored 9 goals in the group stage and conceded 10, so a goal difference of -1. And they have had a very poor domestic run of form, with only 1 point, I believe, coming in the last 5 games, and that 1 point was all thanks to an Aubameyang missed penalty. If he scored that, they would have had 0 points. So despite a good performance against Dortmund, winning 4-0 on aggregate in the round of 16, I think their run in the Champions League ends here, because they are up against Manchester City, the Goliaths, who finished first, of course, in Group F. They picked up just 1 point against Lyon and won all of their other games. So Man City, obviously, a lot of people's favourites to win the entire thing, and with Tottenham's dip in form domestically, I think a City win is probably going to be the outcome. It's harsh. Tottenham could turn up, because if you watch the Tottenham-Liverpool game, although Liverpool snatched it at the end with that weird little own goal thanks to Mo Salah's header, Tottenham, for about half an hour of that second half, were looking really, really good on the attack, and they really looked like they could have got something out of that game. It's just that bottle element of Spurs that keeps coming back at them. They're having a poor domestic run, and against anyone, I think Man City and Barcelona will be the hardest to really turn around a poor run of form, and I think Man City are going to get the win. I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win to Man City, which at this stage, with a team like Man City, pretty much puts the tie to bed already, because I don't see Tottenham going to the Etihad and turning that over. But I do think Tottenham will be able to get a goal, but Man City with 3 away goals, if it goes the way I've suggested, should be enough for them to cruise on through to the semi-finals. The next game is Ajax versus Juventus, probably one of the toughest games to call in the quarterfinals, in my opinion. Ajax finished second in Group E on 12 points behind Bayern on 14, who Bayern, of course, we know are already out. And Ajax didn't lose any games in the group stage and beat Real Madrid 4-1 away from home to go through 5-3 in aggregate, which was a fantastic performance. Juventus, of course, finished first in Group H on 12 points, but they did lose to Manchester United and to Young Boys. And if Man United actually beat Valencia, Juventus would have finished second in the group, and who knows where it would have finished, because obviously, you know, Ronaldo did superbly well. He helped Juventus recover from a 2-0 deficit to beat Atletico Madrid 3-0. I actually predicted in that game that it would end 3-1 and Atletico Madrid would go through and away goals. But Ronaldo is an injury doubt. At the time of recording, it's only the 2nd of April. I'm recording videos ahead of time because I'm going away on holiday, so I need to get this done. So Ronaldo picked up a knock in the international break and has since missed a few Serie A games, and it's been clear that this is with the hopes that Ronaldo will be fit to play against Ajax in this first leg. So you never know what could happen. Ajax have been in fairly good domestic form. They did lose to AZ 1-0, but that was probably just a blip for them. And Juventus, of course, they are getting the wins that they require, even with a slightly weakened squad. And I think, assuming that Juventus will be fully fit with Ronaldo taking the lead, I think they should have enough to get over the line. I think it's going to be a cagey game to start with, and I think Ajax are actually going to get the best of the first half. I think they're going to get a better share of the chances, but ultimately they will fail to really capitalise on more than one. I think the way it could possibly go, I think maybe 1-0 Ajax in the first half, 1-0, 1-1, maybe 0-0, but I think a positive, bright start for Ajax without really the final blow to put the nail in the coffin. I think a bit of second half magic from Juventus will see them bag the all-important away win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win to Juventus. Like I said, I think at home, with clearly the attacking talents that Ajax have, I can see them getting a bright start, but I just don't know if they'll be able to put enough into Juventus to really make it convincing first leg for them, and that is why I'm going to go for the 2-1 away win to Juventus. Obviously, if Ronaldo isn't available, I could see things going slightly different, because he really does make that much of a difference. Not to say that Juventus aren't good, of course they're good, but Ronaldo is just, he is next level. So I think, yeah, very, very close game here. This one could go either way, really, in the home leg, leaving it all for Juventus to do, but I think Juventus should be able to get the win. The final game in the quarterfinals, first leg, of course, is Manchester United versus Barcelona. Now, Man United finished second in Group H on 10 points, but like I said, if they did beat Valencia in the final game, they would have finished top on 13. They scored only 7 goals in the group stage in their 6 games, but they only conceded 4, which was a big highlight for them. And obviously, they did a lot of that under Jose Mourinho. So, you know, we can kind of almost forget the group stage as far as Man United are concerned. And of course, we all know what happened in Paris. Very few Man United fans expected to get this far, especially after the first leg. And with top 4 being a main concern for them, I think a lot of fans are just writing off this tie against Barcelona and are really looking towards the Premier League. But with that being said, there will be many fans that think something could happen. Anything could happen. With the Paris result, anything could happen in Barcelona. But obviously, Barcelona are favourites to win the Champions League along with Man City. I think Man City are first favourites, Barcelona probably second, then Juventus hanging around in third. Barcelona obviously finished first in Group B on 40 points, and they're the only team in this year's Champions League to not lose a single game in the group stage and in the round of 16. So obviously, that is quite a daunting statistic for Manchester United. Now, yeah, Man United fans, they'll still feel confident after knocking out PSG. And whilst it is true that anything can happen and Man United are essentially capable of beating Barcelona on any given day, I don't see Man United making out of this tie. And on top of that, Man United's home form hasn't actually been that great. And, you know, their away form has been pretty good, but that's not what you want to hear if your comeback would require your away form to be good at the Nou Camp. You know, it's a different story having good away form against Cardiff, against Huddersfield, against, you know, all these teams in the Premier League, than it is against Barcelona, who have phenomenal home form. Don't get me wrong, as an Arsenal fan, whatever, I don't really care if Man United, you know, go through. I'm not saying I want them to get knocked out or anything like that. I would love to see Man United pull off a mad one against Barcelona and just even imagine just go all the way. You know, I really, that would just be amazing. Just as like a neutral sort of standpoint, that would be insane to watch. But I don't see Man United coming out of anything other than an exit from the Champions League with now a focus on the top 4 of the Premier League. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Barcelona, similar to the Man City Tottenham result with Barcelona's home form and 3 away goals. I think that would be the tie pretty much over if that were to happen. But you never know, but I think Barcelona are getting through in this one. So that is going to do it for my Champions League quarterfinal predictions and my little analysis for you there. Let me know, please, down in the comments what you think the results of the 4 games are going to be. I'm very excited to see. So yeah, leave a like on the video, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss a single upload, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.